What's going on, guys? Welcome to the No Face Crypto channel. Where there's no face, there's no case. Okay. First and foremost, happy Mother's Day. And I just gotta say here, we're gonna be discussing ETHgate. I'm gonna play a few clips first, and we're just gonna summarize at the end here. But piece this together.
Here are the 3 things that you need to know about ETHgate and why every single American should care about this story. There's a reason why the mainstream media isn't covering it, because it goes so much bigger than just XRP and crypto. Let me explain. The first part is the damages done to the XRP community. Not only did they sue Ripple, but they included XRP, trying to say that XRP in and of itself was a security, and now we know that that is not true. It is a matter of law. Judge Torres has ruled that the SEC was wrong. XRP in and of itself is not a security. The second part, though, of this whole story is the profit made from the ETH free pass. So we have Joseph Lubin and the gang is what I call them. I don't need to name off all the names, but it includes JP Morgan investing in Consensus from the very inception. And so we have the profit made, we have the damages done, and then the third part is the broader corruption of our capital markets. And this is, like I said, bigger than XRP, bigger than crypto. Our capital markets in America used to be the gold standard. Now we lead the world in corruption. It's absolutely shameful, and the SEC is part of this problem. We have other 3-letter agencies, part of a bigger bureaucracy beast. But this is why every single American in the world needs to know about ETHgate, and we need to share this message out far and wide. Let's save America.
All right, this next clip is gonna be, I think, the trailer for the XRP Unleashed documentary. If you haven't seen it yet, you guys absolutely need to go watch that. My mind was blown once I really went and double checked all this information. My mind was blown. But anyway, here you go.
SEC is preparing to sue that crypto startup. The asset in question here is called XRP.
Jay Clayton drops this lawsuit on his last day in office, like mission accomplished.
We became convinced that this whole case was merely a show.
The SEC has become a rogue agency.
And our approach the last several years have been just really a disaster.
Day one, I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint a new SEC chairman.
We don't need more digital currency. We already have digital currency. It's called the US dollar.
The SEC came out and said Ether is also not a security.
We believe current offers and sales of Ether are not securities transactions.
I also have, some theories as to some of the non-legal things that the SEC was trying to do.
He was also being paid as a profit-sharing partner from his law firm, Simpson Thatcher. That mission
Who held Ethereum at the time?
of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance was fulfilled.
Hinman has this unique personal financial interest. He could not be involved in certain matters because they benefited him financially.
These 2 individuals working at crypto firms that made very big bets on Ethereum.
Jay Clayton, within a couple of months, goes to One River, who benefited from this decision. When you follow the money, it paints a very clear picture. China's financial elite working with the U.S. financial elite and the regulators of the U.S. financial system to front-run the new global digital financial system.
Who wins? That's the question here. Who wins? Because I think that China wins.
Charles said the Chinese have been courting Vitalik hard.
All right, and finally, we'll just go to the next video, which is William Hemmond giving the Ethereum free pass speech. Right when they did this, XRP and Ripple were sued right after by the SEC as being a security, which they are not, as we know now today. But it's just insane how they did this. And the information is right in front of you. But good luck trying to find the entire XRP Unleashed documentary on YouTube. Funny how that's just so hard to find. But anyway, here's a speech.
I want to kind of look at that very carefully as some guidelines going forward. So let me just ask you some follow-up questions. So you mentioned Bitcoin, you mentioned Ethereum as well, and so is the takeaway that these are not securities then?
Right. I think the takeaway and maybe the news is more on the Ether side. I think for some time we've been treating Bitcoin as a commodity. It's certainly regulated that way by the Commodities Exchange Group, and we haven't disagreed with that treatment. Ether is, a coin that has been evolving. The network is evolving. We think when we look at how Ether today is operating, at least, we see a highly decentralized network, and we don't see a central third party where folks are saying, oh, if that person does these things, this will be giving me an investment return. So we don't see that key third party actor. We do see it being highly decentralized. The governance is decentralized. Things that occur on that network are very public. The developer conferences are very open. We don't see those information asymmetries. So what we're trying to say is we don't see a lot of value in treating Ether today as a security.
Fair for me to characterize this
as they were suing Ripple and XRP, which is not a security. And when Ethereum has ties to the Chinese government and all this stuff, they basically infiltrated our government. I mean, this is a digital war, and I mean that when I say that. I don't believe in the long run the United States is going to lose here. I think, the people know what's going on. If you know this information, you know what's going on here. Okay, we're trying to take some power back, but this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. So hopefully one day maybe we'll see like new tax on American digital assets and stuff like that. But I mean, when you have information like this right out in front of you, and this is really concerning XRP, but we are being literally forced to regulate this stuff now. We are forcing this. This can't happen, and I don't think this dude's here anymore. And Gary Gellner's gone, but like, wow, absolutely wow. It's gonna be it for today. You guys have a good day, and yeah, no fades.